Hello and welcome back to my continuing series on lucid dreaming. This will be part 3, Clarity, Wake Back to Bed, and Wake Initiated Lucid Dream. Let's just jump on in, shall we? Okay, clarity in a dream. Alright, in this I'm going to show you a couple ways to make your dreams a little more clear. Now first off, we have vitamins and food, which I previously covered, but just to quickly go over it, vitamin B6, B12, vitamin E, bananas, and peanut butter are some very good ways to increase the clarity of your dream. On to the next one, using your senses. In a dream, using your senses will increase the depth of your dream. It'll make everything more detailed, and it should help clear everything up. What I mean by your senses are see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. Although taste might be a challenging one, so I wouldn't suggest trying that first. But the next two bulletins there kind of show some detailed things to do, like look at things very detailed. Look at, if you see a table in your dream, look at the table, look at the grooves in the table, look at the legs on it, look at everything about whatever you're looking at, and try to see the detail in it. That'll make the whole dream in itself more detailed. Rub your hands. That's touching. That's increasing your senses. That's, again, increasing the detail in your dream. And lastly, shout out for clarity or ask for it. Basically, you shout out for clarity, and sometimes your dream just becomes more clear. It's kind of like giving yourself an order to do something inside your own head. It doesn't always work, but it's always worth a try if you want to get your dream a little more clear. Okay, and on to the wake back to bed. Now this is a very important aspect of the wild, even though it's a very simple one. All you do is you set an alarm 5 or 6 hours after you go to sleep, and you wake up. Preferably at a REM cycle, but I'm not going to hold you to that, so just try and wake up a good time after you go to sleep. 4 hours, 3 hours are acceptable, but between 4 and 6 hours is usually a good time. Now on to the wild, the wake-induced lucid dream. But these are some just important things to keep in mind before I get to the actual technique, okay? An important thing is through the whole thing to stay relaxed. I'm going to probably say that again, but it's just because it's that important. You need to stay relaxed while you're doing this. If you freak out at all, then it'll ruin it, and you just wasted getting up and spending 30 minutes, 45 minutes doing this in the middle of the night. Okay, when you're doing this, try not to talk to yourself. Your inner dialogue, how you kind of talk to yourself a lot through the day, at night when you're going to bed. It's important to try and focus your mind on something else because the inner dialogue can ruin what you're doing. And don't under or overthink. And by that I mean you shouldn't have your mind focused on like doing hardcore calculus or trig work or something like complex. You should just have your mind focused on something simple, and I'll go over a couple simple things in a minute. Don't be afraid. During this, some things are going to happen to where you could be afraid. The whole very important thing to keep in mind is that nothing is going to happen to you that's bad. Everything that happens is natural. You normally do this every night, you just don't realize it. And don't be in a distracting environment. Make sure you're somewhere where you can be secluded or quiet, just an area that nothing's going to distract you from. And there are different techniques for this, so don't worry if you try a technique and it doesn't work out for you. I'm gonna link to a page that has several different wild techniques because one technique doesn't work for everyone, so just keep that in mind. Now finally, for the actual wild, for the actual technique. Now this is just a basic outline because there's 1,000 different variations for it, but this is just going to be a very simple structure for you to understand. Alright, so the key thing is wake up. That's your wake back to bed right there. Relax, make sure nothing's stressing you out. Just calm down, don't worry about anything. It's just relax. Make sure there's no distractions, as I said before. That's an important thing. You can't have someone just barge in on you and start yelling. That'll completely undo what you're trying to do. Use the bathroom if you need it. You know, be up for like 10 or 15 minutes, and just be awake, but don't do too much. Like, don't go on your computer. Don't go run a marathon or exercise or anything like that. Just do something that'll keep your mind occupied, but not anything strenuous. A good idea would be a crossword or a puzzle, something that'll work your mind, but it won't overwork your mind. It'll just be something simple. Okay, so lay down, relax, and have something to focus on. Okay, laying down and relaxing, a good idea would be meditation. Meditating is something for you to lightly focus on, and it's a good way to relax your body and get back to a near sleeping state of consciousness. And some more ideas for things to focus on are counting back from 100, counting forward from 0, or counting your breaths. Those are all very good ideas that I've used myself that seem to work pretty well. Now you need to know things are probably going to happen while you do this. You're going to have lights, images, sounds, and physical sensations. Lights, you might see little flashes of light in your peripheral vision, or like anywhere in your vision when your eyes are closed. Again, you have to not worry about that and just relax. You may see images, you may see like dream scenes forming in front of your eyes. You can kind of focus on them if you want, just let them go by though. Just don't pay too much attention to them. Just understand that they're there and be okay with it. Sounds, you may hear someone screaming. You may hear weird things. It's really possible to hear just about anything from this. Just remember that whatever you hear, it's not real, and just to maintain composure of yourself. And physical sensations. Since your body's going through sleep paralysis, which is where your body pretty much becomes numb and you're unable to move, you just have to remember that it's all a part of your natural sleep cycle, and that it's not going to hurt you, and that it's perfectly normal. And to, again, remain calm and relaxed during this, because it's so easy to feel that and then freak out and wake yourself up, and then you can't really do it because you just overexcited yourself. Okay, now you just need to stay calm and go through the effects, because that's the way you're going to reach the final goal of falling into a dream. Okay, things are going to keep happening, lights, images, sounds, physical sensations. Those are going to continue on until you either feel one of a couple options. You're going to either feel like a falling sensation, a lifting sensation, or you're just going to wake up in a dream. And those are all good things. But you also have to be careful of a false awakening. And that's where you wake up and then you think that you just failed your wake-induced lucid dream, and then you fall back asleep and you just go the rest of the night thinking that you failed it, when in fact you were in a dream when you thought you had failed it. If you had just done a reality check, you would have realized that, which is why I always think that a nose pinch reality check whenever you wake up from a wild is a good idea, because it'll always prove to you whether or not you're dreaming. It's a good idea to always practice that. Whenever you wake up in any sense, do a nose pinch reality check, and you'll find you'll get a lot more lucid dreams. And finally, you got to be careful of overexciting. I know I've mentioned it before, but it is a very, very common thing, is to get too excited. At any point in this, you can get overexcited and fail the whole thing. It's just that overexcitation will cause your heartbeat to increase. It'll then cause you to think more, and that'll throw off the whole wild, and it could ruin your chances that night of being able to do it. So again, just stay calm and you'll be just fine. I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and please continue watching if you've already watched a couple other ones, or not watched them, whatever. I hope to see you in the next video. I'll have an annotation linking this to that. And I'd also like to have feedback. I haven't mentioned that before, but yeah, I love getting feedback and knowing what I can help with. If there's any questions you have or anything that you think I could help with, I would love to hear it. So hope to see you in the next video.